G'day everybody, it's Dan here at Pilates with Dan with your next homework sheet. This term is all about magic circles and small props and things like that. So we're going to continue training with our skills, and so this homework sheet is all centered around magic circle. Now, just a quick word before we get stuck into the movements. The magic circles we use in the studio here are the balanced body ones. These are fairly good quality, long-lasting magic circles. They're not cheap necessarily though, so if you don't have one of these at home, they'll fit. You can get, so I picked these up. These are cheaper magic circles. They're definitely lower quality, but there are two things. Firstly, you're not going to be using them as much as we use the magic circles here in the studio. You're going to be maybe doing it once or twice a week. Okay, so for the amount of work that you use it for, a smaller investment might be something that interests you. So these were about $10 from the local Kmart. They're slightly different size, right? So they're slightly different. And the resistance is slightly different as well. Okay, but they're going to be adequate for the purpose of just practicing your skills. Okay, if you think of it that way. So you can get a cheaper magic circle. That's totally fine. If that's not an option for you, use a cushion for the exercises that we're going to be doing here. A cushion or a pillow will help you practice. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that a pillow equals a magic circle. There's no way in the world it does. But it's just going to give you some of the work in some of the muscles that we're going to be practicing working with, and some of the movements. So you can still do the movement, not necessarily get the same feedback, but you'll still do the same movement with a cushion. So for this little bolster cushion, I would sort of fold it in two like that and use that to push against in some of the exercises. Depending on the size and thickness of the cushion you have at home, you may choose to modify that. Okay? Alright, so just because you don't have a magic circle doesn't mean you cannot do this homework sheet. I think it's probably the key with that one. Alright, so what I want you to do is make sure your space is set up. It's about 20-ish minutes. So shut the door, get kids and pets away if you need to. Make sure your space is set up and make sure you've got whatever device, hopefully a magic circle, but if all you have is a pillow, use that, and have that with you as we go through. Okay, so magic set up, we're going to be laying down on your back. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're just going to do a couple of breaths, right, which is a little bit woo-woo, I know, but think of the magic circle kind of replicating the action of your ribcage and lungs. Okay, so the magic circle is fully expanded with inhale, and then as you exhale, you apply some pressure to the magic circle. Okay, so that's how it's following the movement of your lungs. Inhale, let the circle expand, and exhale. Like so. Okay? Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do two more. Good. Keeping those shoulder blades anchored on the floor, just so that the ribcage is staying down. Now you're going to exhale and pelvic curl up. Maintain that pressure, then inhale, release the pressure on the magic circle, and exhale, squeeze the magic circle again on the way down. So you're only squeezing when you're moving your pelvis and lower back. Inhale, let it expand, and exhale, squeeze, rolling up. Inhale there, and exhale, squeeze and roll down. Inhale, release. exhale, rolling it up. Inhale and exhale, roll it back down. So this is one of the few times that we really think about this, the breath in terms of movement. If you find that you're out of sync, that's okay. Just think, it's like kind of like patting your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time. It takes a bit of practice, but you can do it in the end. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. Work it back down. Good. From there, float the legs up. And we're going to position the magic circle between the legs, just above the knee joint, and try and have the magic circle parallel to the floor. You're going to take the hands back behind the head. The feet are parallel, in line with the knees, so the feet are not necessarily touching, they're just hanging out there in space. Elbows are up. You're going to draw the rib cage down, come up into a chest lift as you apply pressure to the magic circle. Inhale, release. So again, we're doing that same rhythm of the magic circle releases on the inhale and squeezes on the exhale. Okay, just to kind of copy what's happening through your ribs and lungs. We're going to do 3 more like that. Finding that rhythm of breath and body. Hold it there, then we're going to turn. Maintaining the pressure with the magic circle now. So turning, maintain that pressure. Turn and turn. And turn. So this is our hula. We're going to do 1 more each way. Turn and turn. Come back to the center, resting it down, removing that magic circle, but keeping the legs up. Turn the magic circle around and have one hand on top of the other on one pad, and you press down now without moving your legs. I like to do it with a breath, exhaling as I squeeze. Inhale, release. Again, it's just keeping that rhythm of movement just to help keep you flowing and not fixating on any one part. And 2 and 1. Good. Okay, lower one leg down and place the foot on the inside pad of the magic circle and stretch it up towards the ceiling. Now what you're trying to do is get the heel higher than the toe. So the heel's closer to the ceiling than the toe, hopefully. How am I doing? And the leg is very straight. You can feel a stretch. You may feel it in the back of the thigh. You may feel it in the back of the calf, right down to the foot. Or if you're really lucky, all 3. Okay, stretching it out. Now, if you don't have a magic circle to do this at home, using a towel or a TheraBand is totally fine too. Okay, we're just giving you a chance to be in this lengthened state. Extend the other leg out. We're just going to hold this for about 20-ish seconds. Not super long. Good. And all the while, I have to keep refocusing to try and get that heel closer to the ceiling. It's intense for me today. Yummy. Okay, let's do the other side. How you go? So, quite often the 2 sides will be very different because we use our legs differently. Not feeling too bad on that side today. So again, I'm really trying to reach the heel up towards the ceiling and have the toes pulled back whilst maintaining a straight-ish leg. Trying to get as straight as I possibly can. extend the other leg out, and now hold this for another 20 or so seconds. Feeling the difference between the two sides can be quite interesting. When possible, I like to start with my non-favourite side, when I do my self-practice side. Which side did you start off with? Is it your favourite side or your non-favourite side? Alright, so the next bit, we've got a little bit of an ab blaster thing happening. Okay, you're going to position the feet up in the air, and we want to have the magic circle between the legs. Now, if you're new to this level of class, have the magic circle between the legs like we have with the chest lifts, okay? If, for many of you who've been at this level for a little while, I want it just above the ankles, because we're going to end up with the legs straight. Okay, we're going to do our 100 now. With the 100, what I want you to be doing is, just like we had with the breathing before, on the inhalation we release, on the exhalation we compress, okay? So think of that breath pattern and that movement through the magic circle, what we're working with our legs, okay? So inhale, nice deep breath, and then come up into position, and off we go with the beats. And squeeze on the exhale, and squeeze. Not moving too quickly with the magic circle. So slowing that right down. I've got 2 more breaths, I think. Hold it still and rest it in. Good. Okay, from there, holding the magic circle up towards the ceiling, you're going to float the legs up in the air, squeeze them together, flex the feet. We're just going to do a little twist, squeezing the legs together, keeping the magic circle still. Think of the shoulders and head, it's kind of like an anchor point. And the magic circle gives you feedback as to whether that anchor point's moving or not. Do one more each way. Good. Hold it here. Now come up into a chest lift and point the toes. Extend and do our little single leg stretch. 1, 2. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull in. 2, 1. Good. Crisscross. Turning that magic circle. Turn. 3, 2, 1, and rest it down. Good job. Okay, so then the big test is the roll up. And back down. And coming up. And roll it back down. There's 3 pulses. I always imagine myself going further each time. Further, further, further. One more time. Further, further, further. And going all the way down. Good. Okay, so from there, we're going to position the magic circle between the legs. Having an upright, I like to position it upright. Have the feet together, side by side. With the pelvis, I want the pelvis to be still. whatever position you're in. Inhale there and exhale to apply pressure. Inhale to release. So I want you just moving it slowly and back in. And we're not closing the pads together to touch. We're just closing the pads enough to change the shape of the circle to more of a racetrack shape, and then release. We're squeezing and release. So the speed of this is quite deliberate. I want it slow and steady. Sort of highlight your control, your mastery of that. Don't let yourself spring in and out. Okay, don't use the natural push out of the magic circle just to fling back into position. Control it out so that I could ask you to stop at any time. All right, as you come back out. Let's do 3 more. Inside thighs are working, hopefully. And 2. We'll do 1 more. Last one. Good. And then slowly back out. Good. Okay, so remove that. We're now going to do a little clam sequence. And the reason for that is because we just work those inside thighs. We're going to work in the opposite direction. You may think of this as kind of like a beginner exercise, but it's quite often nice to do. And we will be doing it in the mat work classes this term as well. So we're just giving you a chance to open up and go out, focusing on the outside of the hip rather than the inside. Okay, so rotating and rotating. Having a hand on your hip or pelvis there can give you some nice feedback. Are you moving as far as you can without the pelvis moving? We'll do 2 more. Good. Second position, which we know is bringing the feet back. We've still got 90 degrees at the knee joint, but now it's more like 45 degrees at the hip. It just targets a slightly different area, okay, but also presents a new challenge. And I love new challenges, as you know. And 2, and 1. Good. Now third position, we bring that top foot back onto the floor. We've opened up the ankle a little bit. For me, this is the third position is the hardest to get any sort of movement happening. But if you think about it, we're right back into extension territory here. 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, so we'll do a little quick pretzel stretch, as we call them here. So you may feel that we've kind of zoomed through that a little bit. We're just doing enough work. Okay, so remember these are skills that we're just practicing so that when you come into your session, you're right to go, you're ready to go. Okay, so we'll do the other side. I'll turn around. And again, we've got about 90 degrees at the knee and the hip joint. We're just rotating. You'll find that one side feels a lot more movement potential maybe. I tend to find that side tends to fatigue quicker. Not always, but quite often. 2 and 1. Good. The second position, rotating out to the side. 2 and 1, and third position. I'm counting because quite often on the bag counter 3, 4, 5. This third position is really killing me on this side. It's fatiguing very quickly for me. How's it going for you? 4, 5. Good. And resting there. Pretzel stretches. So that's a bit of an eye opener on what was happening through my body today on those two sides. Okay, so looking ahead on the next thing we're going to do is we've got a little bit of a prone exercise, and that just means we're lying on our tummies. Now, if you're not using a magic circle, I'm using a cushion, now's the time to kind of double up on that a little bit. Okay, so whatever size you've got, see if you can double up. Grab a second one, maybe it'll just help with the kind of range of motion that we're looking for. Okay. And if you've got a magic circle, we're going to use it standing up. So you'll be laying down on your belly and position the magic circle upright and have one hand on top of the other. Now, just like we did with our breathing, we're going to try and replicate the movement of our lungs with the magic circle, okay? So when you inhale, that's when I want the pressure to release on the magic circle. And when you exhale, you're squeezing it down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time. Hold it down, come up into that back extension, and then go down, then release the magic circle. So it might be a bit wobbly, drawing it down, lengthen up, come down, release the magic circle. Press down, lengthen up, down, and release. We're going to do one more and then hold our position for swimming legs. So press down, come up to your position, extend the legs off the ground, and swimming legs. Try and maintain your upper body position. I'm going to try and do this for 10 breaths. 3 more breaths. And stop again. Good. Push back into the rest position. Just really stretch out there. And there we have it. Our magic circle turns homework sheet. Let me know how you went, and I look forward to seeing you in the studio very soon. Good luck with your practice.